and welcome to another episode of the Paper Stack Podcast. I am Brett Burky, and this is Rick Allen.
Yep, back at you again from the studio.
That's right. So today we're going to cover something that's pretty interesting. It is tax season. It's
Income tax season, but it's also real estate tax season. Today, Brett had a topic of taxes, real estate taxes, and really it's the dangers of taxes. They are, oh man, taxes are just like, you just got to be careful.
Yep, we saw one happen on PaperStat where it was, felt sorry, but, the guy didn't check the taxes. It was like a low balance loan. And we're like, why didn't you get an owner report? Why don't you check the taxes? He's like, it's only, a couple $1,000. I think I need to. Needed to.
Yeah, taxes were like $16,000 past due.
Yeah.
And look, here's the thing about taxes is there's like, when I learned this business, I was told there's 3 things that will kill you.
Oh, I think I know. Blight, taxes, I don't know. What's the third one?
Title,
Right.
taxes, and blight. So we're going to talk today about taxes and like why it's so important to do a tax search. You run into, there's certain states like Florida has pretty low real estate taxes, but there's stuff in like the Rust Belt.
Over the last year and a half, low interest rates and trillions of dollars in government support has fueled record home price growth, the highest stock market in history, and inflation rates higher than we've seen in decades. But as history shows us, what goes up also comes down. Clark Street Capital, one of the leading loan investment firms, recently said they believe the credit picture for banks is not as pristine as the numbers suggest. As they put it, excessive stimulus has a way of covering up problems. 2022 is shaping up to be the year this all unfolds, which is why on March 10th and 11th, 2022, over 175 investors, private lenders, and industry experts will be meeting in St. Petersburg, Florida to network and learn at one of the top note investing conferences of the year, the Diversified Mortgage Expo, or the DME. This 2-day event will have speakers like industry expert Marina Walsh, the Vice President of Analytics at the Mortgage Bankers Association, and over a dozen experienced hedge fund managers and investors who collectively have managed billions of dollars worth of mortgage notes over the last decade. Whether you invest in performing loans, non-performing loans, first or seconds, a massive opportunity is coming, and the Diversified Mortgage Expo can help you prepare to profit. To learn more about the event or register, visit diversifiedmortgageexpo.com. Again, to register or learn more about the DME, visit diversifiedmortgageexpo.com.
Definitely Ohio and Illinois, where you can have a $100,000 house and it's got $7,000 in real estate taxes.
Didn't you say something like Oklahoma was super high?
I don't know if Oklahoma is super high, but there's definitely areas that have high taxes, right? And so, when you're looking at assets, it's really important, especially on non-performing stuff, to do a tax search.
Right. How much is a tax search?
Oh, it's cheap. It's like $80.
So $80
or $85. It's like nothing.
And so you get it back, and they'll go through, and they why can't you do it yourself?
Well, you can do it yourself, but a lot of times what people do is they will go onto the county website,
right?
And they'll look and they'll see, oh, taxes are paid, right? And it may show that taxes are paid, but you may have to call and find out, were there any tax liens sold? Right? Because if I buy a tax lien, I can make 12, 15, 18% on my money in a tax lien. I'm motivated to keep the taxes being paid at that point, because then after X amount of 2 years, I can apply for a tax deed. Now each state has their own specific real estate tax laws, so you need to figure out what those are. I know in the state of Florida, after 2 years, you apply for a tax deed. And if you get a tax deed, it wipes out. It takes precedence you no longer have precedence if you're a first position mortgage holder. Real estate taxes are huge. It's very important that you pay attention to that. Another thing you want to understand is, notice I said county taxes. There are city taxes in some areas as well.
State taxes?
Huh?
And state taxes too?
No, mostly it's just county and city. Right, so you have to, because each county, the state doesn't really.
So are you checking 2 different parts of a website or 2 different?
Yeah, no, it's 2 different websites.
Oh gosh. So, but if you got like an O&E report, those both would be in there.
Typically on an O&E report, but an O&E report's going to cover the title, transfers of title. It maybe will catch some liens, but you want to pay for the extra tax search on there because sometimes it doesn't do it. You want people calling. You don't just want somebody going online and looking. You want people picking up the phone, calling. Are there any additional tax liens on here that I should know about? Tax has been sold. Because the last thing you want to do is get hit with, hey, you lose the property, you lose your positioning on the property because of taxes. But then if you get in there and start buying an asset and you're thinking like the person on our website or on PaperStack, it was a $4,000 purchase price, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, they thought they stole this thing. And was it a second, right? No, it was a first.
I can't remember.
A $4,000 first, and yeah, there was a $16,000 tax lien on it.
It sucks.
And so now the next thing you know is you're into it for like 20 grand, and you're like, well, I didn't know I had to put 20 grand out. And hey, it's happened to people. You learn it one way or the other. You're either going to listen to this and learn it and pay the money, or you're going to get stung with it one time and pray that you've got enough juice in there.
Have you ever been stung?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got nipped with one, but I mean, we were buying non-performing.
How did you? What you didn't have your process in place?
We just missed it. We were doing it, picking up the phone, calling, and we missed a city tax
instead of a county. So you called the county and you just and how'd you find out?
When we got something in the mail that says, "Hey, by the way, you owe $6,000 or $7,000." It's like, oh, but I mean, that's why when you go to buy them, you're just like, I'm gonna go ahead and just pay for your due diligence reports, or else you'll pay for it later on.
Right. So O&E, and then it's just what's an upcharge for the tax search?
Yeah, there'll be separate tax stuff, and so they'll usually bundle it up. Like, we can check Pro Title. Just hold on one second. Yeah. So Pro Title, you can definitely, when you order the O&E report, it already has a tax report in there. Different due diligence companies you have to order a separate tax search or the option to just order a tax search. But like Pro Title, their O&E report is comprehensive and comes with a complete tax search. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, taxes, definitely important to focus on the taxes and understand that you're going to have to pay them. It becomes less of an issue on escrowed performing stuff, but still something you should always check.
Even if it's performing, always check taxes.
Yeah, I always check the taxes, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. With the taxes, do they, say I get a tax bill, is it usually do they come out, only twice a year so you have some time to get that money saved, or it's like, you get the bill in the mail, it's due that day?
Most of the time, how it'll work is you'll get the taxes for the prior year. Right?
Oh, so it's already late, okay.
No, it's not already late, but what'll happen is like, usually they'll give them to you in November.
Okay.
Right? And they'll have a graduated payment. Like, look, if you pay it by this date, the taxes are this much. If you pay it by this date, they're this much. And then if you pay them by the end of March, it's like you pay the full amount. So they'll usually give you a discount if you pay them early. And that's why, with escrow accounts, you pre-fund those accounts.
So let me ask you a question. So if you had a non-performing note, you take it back, you're trying to work with the bar, but they have these back taxes.
You've already taken the property back?
Oh, no, you're still working with them.
Okay, so you haven't taken it back.
You haven't taken it back. So in that sense, if you got it performing again, who's paying these taxes?
Well, there's a couple different options there. You as the lien holder can pay them, and then you can put them on the loan or have a negative escrow, and it goes against the total payoff. Usually, what I do is I try to say, look, if you want to keep your house, I need $5,000 in earnest money deposit, and I need the taxes paid. You haven't paid the taxes. The taxes need to be paid. And so, if they want to keep the house, they'll get it done. If they don't, they won't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So wow. So it's always, and then if they do get out, then of course you pay the taxes.
Correct.
But if they turn and pay, then you either can restructure the loan and throw it into the back end. You'll put
That's correct.
Which can actually be pretty good for you, because if you do that now, you've restructured the entire loan to be a brand new mortgage, and that amortization schedule.
100%. And so you can anytime that you have a chance to talk to the borrower, and if you need help or they need help restructuring the loan to cover taxes or anything, it's a prime opportunity to fill in the gaps on the loan.
Right.
Right? So if there's deficiencies in the title or something like that, you can essentially have them sign something saying you're the rightful owner or something like that. Talk to your attorney about that again, but it's a very good time to sort of fill in the gaps.
Okay, so bottom line with
And
this
just, strengthen your legal stance.
Gotcha. So bottom line, if you're taking anything out of this, guys, check the taxes. Check the taxes. Check the taxes. Non-performing and non-performing, but always do it because it can come to bite you in the butt if you don't. And you don't want to lose your position. I mean, you could lose your whole investment over the taxes.
Correct.
And so, yeah. So, I mean, besides that, of course, go get the reports. The O&E doesn't cover it. You're going to need the tax writer.
Some O&Es will have it, but other ones you'll have to order a tax report, or you can just order the tax report separate. So
get the tax report. That's $80.
Go check. It's different with everybody. But,
okay.
I mean, it's minimal compared to
losing the house.
Or getting stuck with a $14,000 tax bill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, good stuff. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, just make sure you check the taxes, and that's it. So we'll see you in the next one. If you have your own questions for us, by us I mean Rick, please let us know, and we'll be sure to answer them.
Yep.
Yeah. So guys, have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.